Coastal oceans are one of humans' most valued ecosystems. It's cherished by beachgoers, by hotel managers, and by surfers. The list goes on. It's where we go diving, swimming, surfing, and just having a good time in general.
In an ecosystem, there are both abiotic and biotic factors. But for these coastal ocean ecosystems abiotic factors, the first one is temperature. Temperature is a huge factor that affects the overall ecosystems because the temperature of the weather affects the temperature of the water, and some animals and plants need a certain temperature in order to survive. The next abiotic factor is sunlight. Sunlight is the most basic building blocks of the earth, and it is important to all ecosystems, including the coastal ocean. The ecosystem is able to support life due to the fact that water blocks the sunlight, so moderate amount of light enters the water. As we go deeper, there is less sunlight, and finally, there will be none at all. Majority of living creatures exist within the range of sunlit zone. The next abiotic factor is macronutrients. All life requires macronutrients in order to survive. The coastal ocean ecosystem is balanced when the amount of nutrients available is balanced as well. Last but not least, there is soil. People think soil isn't that important when it comes to marine ecosystems, but in coastal ocean ecosystems, plants grow with their roots in the soil. Plants in the soil help the ecosystem by preventing erosion, filtering the water, and providing shelters and food for other organisms. The important biotic factors of the coastal ocean include plants, animals, fungi, algae, and bacteria. Here are some examples of coastal ocean organisms. The first one is coral reef. Coral organisms called polyps can live on their own, but are usually associated with the diverse limestone communities or reefs they construct. Coral polyps are tiny, soft-bodied organisms related to sea anemones and jellyfish. The polyps connect to one another, creating a colony that acts as a single organism. Corals live in tropical waters throughout the world, generally close to the surface. While corals get most of their nutrients from the byproducts of the algae's photosynthesis, they also have venomous tentacles that can stick out, usually at night, to grab zooplankton and even small fish. Coral reefs are filled with life, covering less than 1% of the ocean floor, but supporting about 25% of all marine creatures. However, pollution, global warming, and sedimentation are threatening large areas of the world's reefs. Next is kelp. Kelp are not plants, but rather extremely large brown algae which thrive in cold, nutrient-rich waters. Because kelp relies on sunlight to make energy, kelp forests require shallow, relatively clear water. Another organism is the parrotfish. Parrotfish are abundant in and around the tropical reefs of all the world's oceans. Their diet consists primarily of algae extracted from chunks of coral ripped from a reef. Their sex can change repeatedly throughout their lives, and their coloration and patterns vary greatly even among the males, females, and juveniles of the same species. Every night, certain species of parrotfish envelope themselves in a transparent cocoon made of mucus secreted from their organ on their head. Scientists think that the cocoon masks their scent, making them harder for nocturnal predators like moray eels to find. The final organism is stingray. Stingrays are commonly found in the shallow coastal waters of temperate seas. They spend the majority of their time inactive, partially buried in sand. The stingray's coloration commonly reflects the sea floor's shading, camouflaging itself from predators. Like its shark relatives, the stingray has electrical sensors located around its mouth, which can sense the natural electrical charges of predators. The stingray's spine or barb has jagged edges and a sharp point. The underside may produce venom, which can be fatal to humans, and which can still remain deadly even after the stingray's death.
When a problem occurs, solutions are required. The first problem of coastal ocean is rising temperature. The oceans absorb and store large amounts of heat and play a central role in climate by transporting stored up heat and exchanging it with the atmosphere. About 90% of Earth's increased heat energy over the last 50 years has accumulated the oceans. The second problem is ocean pollution. Each year, the majority of pollutants and trashes going into the ocean come from activities on land. Some sink, some washed away by waves, some are eaten by marine animals that mistake it for food. That's the reason why natural processes and human activities along the coastlines and far affect the health of our ocean.
Next, coral destruction. The most important causes for coral reef degradation are coastal development and excessive exploitation of its resources. Migration towards coast led to strong development on land, which often leads to the destruction of important coastal ecosystems like mangroves and seagrass beds. Overfishing and the use of destructive fishing methods have also decreased the fish population on reef and destroyed their habitats as well. Additionally, elevated surface temperature caused by worldwide climate change lead to coral bleaching more frequently. Coastal erosion is the loss of coastal land due to the net removal of sediment or bedrock from the shoreline. The most important causes the coral reef degradation are coastal development and excessive exploitation of its resources.
All around the world, scientists are helping each other research and finding new ways to solve the problems that we mentioned above. For example, Project Save the World, which has built a hotel partly using trash collected from European beaches with the help of famous artist H.A. Schultz, who is famous for his artwork Trashman, which is built completely out of trash. Another project, which is Project for Ocean, offers a stylish bracelet and the removal of 1 pound of trash from oceans and coastlines all around the world for $20. Project Save Our Beach was founded by Steve and Kim Masonry as an attempt to clean their backyard, which is a beach. The project is cleaning a beach named Seal Beach in Los Angeles every month. They found the project because they realized that a lot of people in the area actually wanted to help clean their beach. The last project that we're going to talk about is Project Save the Waves, which attempts to preserve coastal environments, focusing on surf zones. This is done by reacting to each particular issue that beaches are facing, whether it be water quality, climate change, or coral reef impact. They also advise local decision makers to make better decisions in preserving their coastal resources and waves. This program is called Surfonomics. So in conclusion, we can see that coastal oceans are incredibly important to us, many types of fish and plants. Thus, we should try to preserve and protect them as much as we can.